Hey guys, Josh Hatcher here. Listen, I'm headed in the car to Indianapolis for work. Going to be picking up my buddy here in a few minutes and heading out to go to a fire conference to sell some remote control overhead door systems, which is kind of cool. So anyway, I'm listening to the radio and I hear the DJ say that 300 new words have been added to dictionary.com. Words like womp womp, which is kind of fun. But then he says that the word toxic masculinity has been added to dictionary.com. First of all, I already have told you many times how I feel about that concept. I believe that masculinity in and of itself is noble. Anything that is toxic is not masculine. I know it's a no true Scotsman argument, but that's what I believe. At the same time, I do agree that the concept is real. The idea that men can, and women, can have a view of masculinity that is unhealthy, that is exclusive to people who might not be as hairy or strong physically, or who might have a little less control over their emotions, who might, whatever. Or who treat women badly. That's another example, right? That concept exists, but I don't believe that it's masculine. And I think that by using the words together, we are actually cheapening what masculinity is. The good things about masculinity. Masculinity is what we are created to be. Masculinity is what we're designed to be. That design includes being noble, being virtuous. That's what I believe. So, our culture uses the word toxic masculinity more than it uses the word masculinity, and as such, the word masculinity has become dirtied by the word toxic. So whenever you hear people talking about masculinity, you're hearing them referring to it with the connotation that the word toxic has added to it. I don't like that. I have an issue with it. Whatever, though, it's a word. It's a cultural word now, and people are using it. So I understand it being added to dictionary.com, but what bothered me was the definition. So I don't know if there's a way to report a definition or dispute a definition on dictionary.com, but I'm thinking about doing that, because the definition at dictionary.com of toxic masculinity describes a traditional form of masculinity that says values stoicism, creating a toxic such and such. I'll have to look it up to confirm exactly what it said. It's basically what he was reading on the air when I was listening to the radio. My problem with this is, what's wrong with valuing stoicism? Stoicism is the idea that our emotions and our thoughts and our life is really under our control, and we have to master those things rather than to be mastered by them. There's a lot more to it, but that's basically what I get out of Stoicism. Now, I don't agree with everything that Stoicism teaches, but it's not a bad thing to view emotions in a way where you are striving to keep them under control and encouraging others to do the same. It doesn't mean that you're dismissing someone who has strong emotions. It does mean that you are valuing the idea of keeping them under control. So the dictionary.com definition of toxic masculinity is wrong, because that's not even what toxic masculinity is. It's not wrong to be stoic. It is not wrong to value stoicism. Again, we are destroying our words with bad connotations and allowing our culture then to get the wrong idea. Men, one of the biggest problems that we have in our culture is that we have a lot of men who do not know what it means to be a man, and then we have our culture telling them that it's wrong to be it. Stop, please. I'm not going to descend into a victim mentality, because that's not the way we do this. I do see a very unclear force at work. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think it's targeted. I think it is based on the fact that a lot of men have done it badly historically, okay? When 1 in 4 women are victims of domestic abuse, men are doing something wrong, and that should be corrected. All men? No, not all men. When 1 in 4 girls is sexually assaulted before she's 18, men, we have some things that we need to address. So I'm not dismissing what people are saying when they're talking about toxic masculinity. We do have issues and we have to address them, but what we're doing is we're creating an environment where men cannot be men. Oh, how dare you say that? That's like saying boys will be boys. I get it. I really do. I get it. I'm not trying to excuse bad behavior. What I'm saying is we have to do better, men, but we also have to not dismiss men as bad or evil or toxic just because we don't like what's going on. Let's do better, men.